Hey kids, Pastor Winston here again. Good to see you. So, as you remember, we started talking last week about our theme, the love of creation. And that's why I have this nice background to remind us of the beauty of God's creation and the whole earth that we live in and that we take care of. Now, in the book of Genesis in the Bible, in the very beginning, it tells a story about how God created the heavens and the earth all in 6 days. And it's an interesting story about how ancient people understood how the world might have come to be and who the first people on the earth were. And it's a very beautiful story in some ways that we can learn from, that really all of creation comes from God, comes from the sacred place. Now, it's really interesting because in this story, in some ways, you have God and then you have people and animals and nature. Now, one of the things that we learn, though, from Jesus, like we talked about last week, is that God actually enters into creation with us through Jesus and through all of nature. It's easy to think that perhaps God is just out there like a spirit, that we can never see God. But one of the things that we learn from Jesus is that God actually enters into the world. God entered into creation through Jesus, and God actually enters into creation through us as well. One of the things that I'm so fascinated by, as you'll see here, some of these pictures are of our eyes, human eyes, and others are of galaxies. And you can notice how similar they are. And in another picture, you'll see how there are blood vessels here and also trees and branches and also rivers that extend throughout the whole world. And then over here as well, the patterns on leaves and on the dirt of the ground and on the cities that we humans create. And you see that all of these look very similar. Even on the tiniest and biggest levels, you see on this picture, there is some brain cells called neurons. And this other picture is a picture of the entire universe as we've mapped it out so far. Isn't it incredible how similar these two things are? We can see that at every level of creation, the same things are going on. And really, us and God and all of creation are all mixed up together and interconnected in this amazing way. So sometimes when I think about how I can't see God, or God doesn't feel close to me, or God seems far away, I remember that actually God lives inside of me and inside of everyone that I love. And God also lives in all of nature, in all the birds and the bugs and the animals. Jesus taught us that. Jesus taught us that God lives in and through us. So the next time that God feels far away, try to pay attention and look and see where you might sense God. Look around you. God might be a lot closer than you think. Let's say a quick prayer. Dear God, help me to find the clues of your presence, to find you in creation. Help us to take care of this beautiful world that you've given us, and help us to know that you are always with us through the world and through our loved ones, and even inside of us. Amen. Now, for this week, you have a creation globe that you can create to remind you of God's presence in creation and to take care of the earth. So refer to your booklets for that, and I'll see you guys next week. Go Peace Powers.